Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to all of you who are joining. I'm going to give a few folks some time to jump on. For those of you who are new to watching me, my name is LaKeisha Mallett. I am a strategic success coach, and I help you break the barriers to your success, break the barriers to your success in your personal and professional life. I am a wife, a mom, and a businesswoman. I enjoy being all three. My children are my heartbeat. My husband is amazing, and I love helping and sharing with men and women how to live a purposeful and profitable life. And because of that, over the next 40 days, or should I say 37 days now, because we're on day three, we're going to be going over The Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren. This book is a phenomenal read. This is my second time through the book. I initially read the book maybe about 15 years ago now, I believe, at least 15 years ago, around the time when it first came out. And as we prepare for the Success by Design Masterclass that is getting ready to start on May 6th, registration is open. You can find the details at bit.ly/SBD Masterclass. So the Success by Design Masterclass is getting ready to get underway here in a few weeks. And one of the things that I think it takes to live a phenomenal life is to understand your purpose and understand how you're supposed to serve that to mankind, to humankind, how you're supposed to use your gifts, your talents, your treasure, and your time to advance the world forward, to make the world a better place than when you arrived 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 40 years, 50, 60, 70 years ago, however old that you are. So we're going to be talking about the Rick Warren book, The Purpose Driven Life. Again, for you who are just joining, my name is LaKeisha Mallett, a strategic success coach, and I help you break the barriers to your personal and professional success. I help those who want to live a life of success and significance because it means very little to be successful in your career if you're not fulfilling your purpose. It means very little to make lots of money if you are not enthused about how you are spending your days or how you're changing the world, going about changing the world. I hear my children in the background as I'm trying to do this live today. So day three of The Purpose Driven Life, it talks about what drives your life. I hear my phone going. Excuse me, you all. I need to turn that off. Okay, what drives your life? It says the man without a purpose is like a ship without a rudder, a wave, a nothing, a no man. And so everyone's life is driven by something, is how this particular day starts off. Everyone's life is driven by something. And so in the book, he talks about your life could be driven by fear and resentment. It could be driven by guilt. It could be driven by anger. It could be driven by materialism. And so I have come across, and at some point in my life, I have let all of those factors be the driving force behind my life, whether it was guilt of not following through on something that I should have before and then not being as successful with it as I should have been, whether it was fear or anger or resentment because a situation or a relationship didn't turn out the way that I thought it should, or materialism because and that's one that I know that a lot of people struggle with, especially if you come from very impoverished areas. Too, you grow up and you don't have the things that you see other people with. So sometimes you get this insatiable drive to hoard or gather material possessions because that makes you happy, or it gives you some type of status symbol, or it makes you feel accomplished when really, when it comes down to your life purpose, when it comes down to being fulfilled, it really comes down to, are you doing what you were sent here to do? Are you changing the world? Are you impacting the world in the way that you were sent here to do it? And I believe that each and every one of us has a gift. Each and every one of us has something that we do very well, that we could do in our sleep, that we enjoy so much doing, that is a part of our gift, is a part of that thing that we were birthed to birth. So there is something inside of you that you were birthed to birth, and that thing will not manifest in its fullness like it should until you step up and take your rightful place and decide to live a life by design. And so that is part of the reason why the Success by Design Masterclass was created. It was to help, and it is to help men and women live a life by design, to understand that there are only two ways that our lives change. Our lives change by design, and they change by default. And when you design the life that you want, the outcome is something that you will be happy with. But if you don't design your dream life, if you don't take your dreams from abstract wishes to your reality, then by default your life will change, and more than likely you are not going to like the destination. You're not going to enjoy where you end up. And so we talked about last week the things we learned from Nipsey Hussle and the legacy that he created. But we're all here to live our legacy and to leave a legacy. We are all here. We've all been birthed because we have a God-given plan, a God-given vision that we are supposed to birth, and we're supposed to see out throughout our days. So again, for those of you who are just joining, we are going to be studying over the next 37 days now, because we're on day 3, The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. So he talked about what drives your life. So we talked about fear, resentment, anger. We talked about guilt. We talked about materialism. But what really should be the driving point of your life? So he also talked about the need for approval. But really the driving force behind your life should be your purpose. And what is your purpose? We're going to be talking about the next 37 days. If you haven't already uncovered your purpose, is uncovering your purpose. Uncovering your purpose so that you can serve it to the world, so that you can serve mankind, that you can advance humankind because of the gift that was created or was placed in you when you were created at your birth. It was a part of who you are and a part of how, excuse me, you're supposed to move the world forward. So I'm going to read you something that he had in here there's the scripture that I love, Jeremiah 29:11, and I'll read you how he has it here. I know what I am planning for you, says God. I have good plans for you, not plans to hurt you. I will give you a hope and a good future. And sometimes when we're facing impossible situations, when we think about maybe how we were raised, how we were born, we may think about the environment that we grew up in. We may think about the environment we find ourselves in now. Sometimes we can look at those situations and circumstances that we find ourselves in, and we can be a little bit discouraged because in the big picture, we're not understanding how this small piece of the puzzle really fits into the bigger picture. And so really, what we really need to understand is that we do have a purpose. This thing that you're experiencing or going through, it also has a purpose. It is to teach you, to grow you, to strengthen you, to develop you. But in the bigger picture of your life, in the bigger puzzle of your life, that intricate piece plays a very pivotal and important role in the development of you, in the development of your gift, in the development of that treasure that is in you that you are so supposed to bring forth and birth. So if you have read this book, I want to hear what your ideas and your thoughts are. I want to know if you've read A Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. What did you take for it? Did you uncover your purpose in the 40 days? Did you take some time? Did you take detailed notes? Did you take time to reflect on each day and each lesson. And I'll go back and tell you about some of the things that he said from the drivers. Everyone's life is driven by something. Sometimes it's a problem, pressure, a deadline. There are tons of things that can be the driving force behind our life. Guilt, we are manipulated by our memories of the past. Fear, which sometimes are unrealistic expectations or traumatic experiences that we've had. Materialism. I see this one a lot from people who grew up, again, like I said, in very impoverished situations. We tend to seek validation in our happiness from the purchasing of things. We think if we just buy a new bag, that will make us feel better. If we just drive this fancy car. And when I say that, I don't want you to think that you can't enjoy those things. You can't have those things, but you're not supposed to let those things be the driving force behind you or behind what you do or behind your motives. Those things can be something that you use to celebrate your accomplishments, but they shouldn't be the driving force behind I take this job because I know this job is going to pay me a high six-figure salary, and with my high six-figure salary, I can buy these things because these things will make me happy. Your happiness first comes from within. You have to be happy and whole within yourself before you can even enjoy those things, or if not, you'll just be like the rat in the maze, right? You're going to continuously look for happiness and validation in ways and reasons and people and circumstances and situations and things that will not be able to bring you happiness and will not bring you fulfillment. Your true fulfillment is only going to come from God and His Word, and then from there, living out the full purpose for which your life was created. Because again, we were all created for a reason. We all have a purpose, a passion, a pursuit that we're supposed to birth, that we're supposed to make sure that the world gets, because generations not yet born will be impacted by the legacy that you leave today. So I want you to go, if you don't have a copy of this book, I really encourage you to get a copy of A Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren. We're going to be studying this. I'm on day 3, so we're going to be studying this, I think, the remainder of the year. I think we might go through it a couple times until everyone is really comfortable understanding their purpose and how their life's purpose. You're here for a reason. No matter if you think you are an accident, no matter if your parents planned for you to be here or didn't plan for you to be here, in the bigger picture, there is a force, there is a God who designed and planned for you to be here for such a time as this. This is your time. Your time is now. You are here to advance the world forward. You are here to not only live your legacy, but to leave a legacy. I firmly believe that generations that are not yet born will know that you were here, and not from a selfish, egotistical perspective, but because you have made their lives so much better. You have made the generations to come, you have made the foundation for them to stand on that much better because you chose to live out your life's purpose. So that's what we're going to be covering for the next few, I would say the remainder of the year. I want to say the next few days or the next 37 days, but the next few months, we're going to go over this because repetition is the mother of all learning. So we are going to go through this until we fully understand our purpose, fully understand how we're supposed to uncover that gift and to serve it to mankind. We're going to understand how we can then profit from that purpose. Because again, no matter what you do in life, no matter what your occupation, your job, if you're not fully living your purpose, you're not going to be fulfilled. No amount of money is going to cover or mask that unease or that feeling that you have when you're not fulfilled because you're not walking in your calling and your purpose. We all have a mission. We all have a ministry. We all have a way that we should monetize our gift and bring it to the world. We all have a way that we're supposed to impact the world. So I want to help you uncover yours. I want you to understand that life is for the living, and you can't fully live until you fully understand why you're here. So that has been our talk for today, for day 3. What is the driving force behind your life? I want you to understand that the driving force behind you should be your greater purpose and reason for being. So if you don't have a purpose-driven life fabric worn, we are going to be talking about that the remainder of the year here. We're going to uncover our purpose. We're going to uncover our path. We're going to create a crystal clear blueprint, a crystal clear vision. We're going to create a crystal clear plan for success for our lives. And then we are going to design a path, design a way to serve that to the world and be profitable at the same time. So this is LaKeisha Mallett, to your success.